my best photos are taken in rough weather and stormy conditions. But how do you protect your valuable equipment when you're working outdoors in sea spray and the wind and the rain? Well, I'm going to show you some of the techniques that I use and the equipment that I use to protect that equipment and make sure you get that great shot. Now, the first thing to point out is that you need a good heavyweight tripod if you're working in rough conditions. You're working in strong winds, gusts of wind, and your camera will get buffeted around. So I use this very heavyweight Manfrotto tripod when I'm working outdoors doing rough landscape work. What about the actual cameras and equipment itself? Well, first of all, let's look at the bags, okay? You've seen me use the Pelican case, which is totally waterproof. You could actually drop that in the sea, it will float even with your equipment in it. But this is pretty much only good, I find, for working on cities and moving around in cities. If you're actually clambering over rocks and trying to get to a difficult landscape location, I find a shoulder bag or a backpack bag a lot more efficient. Now, even with these type of bags, you still have some waterproofing protection. If I unzip the back pocket there, we've got this pull-out rain cover. Now, a lot of good camera cases or camera bags have this facility built into them now, and it allows you to Velcro and elastic fasten that waterproof cover over the bag to give you a good level of protection if your bag's outside in the rain for a long period of time. What about the lenses? Well, the lenses, obviously we've got to protect the end of the lens. Now I'm working with filters. More often than not, we've got filters over the end of the lens anyway for the photo we're trying to achieve. Here I've got a neutral density graduated, but that could be a polarizer or an ND filter. Now what happens is you're taking pictures in salt spray and rain, and the end of the lens or the filter effectively gets lots of droplets and salt spray on it. So you need to keep that clean to be able to get a good shot. So I always carry a spare duplicate filter, and when one is dirty I'll take it out and I'll swap it over with a clean one. But it's very difficult to get salt spray off of the filter. So what I use is a bottle of water. I take that out with me in my camera bag, and I'll simply pour that all over the filter and then use a cleaning cloth, give that a good clean, and have a spare one to dry it off. And take several cleaning cloths with you to protect the filter and clean them and dry them and get rid of all that salt spray. So basically duplicate filters will help you work in rough conditions. Now that leaves us with the camera itself. How do we protect the camera? Well, I've got a couple of methods. One that I've tried is an actual purpose-built bag which you can buy, which is designed to work to protect the camera. And let me just show you how this works. You basically have a zip opening at the bottom here, and it allows you to put that over the camera. And then you've got a lens part here where you can pop the lens through that little drawstring here, and that allows you to get that lens through there. And then the drawstring means you can tighten that right up to the lens, and then you've got this extra element with the Velcro so you can really grip that in position, and then you can get your filter back on the front to clip over on top of the filter adapter there. Now, on the side you've got these hand pockets, and you've also got some drawstrings on the side that allow you to get your hands inside to operate the camera, adjust the shutter speed, the aperture, etc. And with this being transparent plastic, you can still see through the viewfinder while you're working. However, I've also devised another simpler, less expensive method, and that is simply to use an adapted plastic bag. Now let me just get this off of here and I'll show you that, because I do find this particular one sometimes a little bit cumbersome to work with, and in actual fact a simple plastic bag and elastic band can work really well. This has got a hole that I've already cut out of it, and I just simply have made the hole to suit this particular lens that I'm often working with. And then I've got an elastic band, and that elastic band just fits into the groove of my filter. Let me just come around that side there just to get a better grip on that. I normally just get it over the bag first. Oops, that's not going on quite right there. Let's get that into position there. Get that over the plastic. Bring the plastic to the inside to get you a really good seal. And then if you've got a little bit too much plastic coming through, you can just pull it back through, like so. And you basically just get it corrected like that and that until you've got the lens protected, locked in position. Then you clip the filter over the top of the adapter ring, and it usually locks into place still even with the elastic band. And you've formed a good seal now where that is protected. Now the whole camera is protected by the plastic bag. You can just lift up the back to look through the viewfinder and you can still get your hands inside. So that's a lot cheaper, a lot simpler, and still gives you great protection for shooting in stormy conditions. Oh, and I forgot to mention, some waterproof clothing can be very useful too. Cut.